Okay, Barakathe Awashai, Barakathe How Bashim Awashai, Kahalayim La Alahayana, Yahweh Bashim Awashai, Bashim Kakwadash, giving all praise to the Most High Yahweh, in the name of the Son Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings be upon the elect out there of Israel, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those are the confused faces coming into the fold. And of course, the double honors to our elders and apostles in these times, known as Great Millstone. Alright, so I just want to do a short video on something we had spoke on the highways and byways this past week about how Esau is a master manipulator. Starting first and foremost with how he portrays who the world knows as Jesus Christ. All right, and he was born to do this. And I just want to touch on a couple aspects of how he is, in fact, a master manipulator. So first of all, I'm going to touch on three phases, get some scriptures through the Spirit, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. How he manipulates to the fact who he is. He's going to manipulate and lie who we are. He's going to demonize us in these times. When it comes time for us to be put to the forefront and this truth be brought to the front, he's going to manipulate and control the narrative. You know what I mean? And we just got to prepare our minds for this. Even going into the whole creation of anti-Semitism. When people hear anti-Semitism, they don't even think about what the word means, and going back to the actuality of what this word means, because it's being used as manipulation. To control the way that he wants people to think. It's all about mind control. So Lord willing, let me get some precepts. But as you can see, I got this guy on here who happens to be an Edomite, a descendant of Esau. He goes by the name of Doctor Ask Dr. Brown. All right. So this is and he spends almost a whole hour going into how the video is called Deuteronomy 28 in Black Hebrew Israelite Deception. So how are we bringing forth the deception when you claiming that we are Black Hebrew Israelites? That's manipulation number one. All right, they use the term black going back to the Balfour Declaration, where they were categorizing us. They categorized not just us but all people into colors. All right, so they could roll on Jake. All right, so that's just one way. But let me get some precepts, and this is just gonna be pretty basic. You just got to keep in mind that prepare your mind for all those who you may know that are close to you. Coworkers, family, or whatever. Remember, Esau is a master manipulator. Anyone who's not in this truth or doesn't understand the full extent of Yahweh by Shemar Shai by Shemar Kakwadash, that plan and purpose, when the truth comes out, all right, they are gonna most likely believe Esau's narrative because he's a master manipulator versus ours. All right, that's why you got to prepare your spirit. This is Psalms 58 and verse 3. It says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." All right, so this man Esau, he's clearly known as the wicked in the scriptures. All right, and he was born to do what he's doing today, to lie. That's why when these shootings happen in the news, you have all these whistleblowers coming out saying it was a false flag. There's crisis actors. Because Esau, the whole thing was Sandy Hook too. That's why they destroyed the whole entire school after the shooting, because too much stuff was coming out. Because Esau, all he does is lie, and then when he gets his lies found out, he manipulates the truth even further. All right. Now another thing I want to just touch on here is this term here. All right. They're gonna try and use this. They might even try and use this against us. All right. Which is the term anti-Semitism, which this is according to Wikipedia. When this is another thing. Wikipedia is controlled by the elites. All right. So even in school, this is not a credible source. When you're writing a paper and you say your source was Wikipedia, the teacher's gonna fail you. All right, Wikipedia is like surface level. This ain't nothing. It's just here. It's like a dictionary almost. But here, this is what he wants you to believe anti-Semitism is. It's hostility or prejudice and discrimination against Jews. All right, well that's a lie. All right, people who don't know no better are gonna believe that that's what anti-Semitism is. All right, first of all, when you the where they get the word Sem or Shem from is from the man Shem himself. Now, in order to be anti-Semitic, that means you have to be anti-Elam, anti-Ashur, anti-Arphaxad, anti-Lud, and anti-Aram. All right, and the so-called Jews, all right, the so-called Jews, they don't come out of Elam, they don't come out of Ashur, they don't come out of Lud, they don't come out of Aram. All right, they actually all come. We are the closest related. All right, they all come from this line. All right, but we do too. See, that's another thing. That's another thing of the manipulation that they want to put forth. See, they call us anti. They're gonna be calling us anti-Semitic, but nobody actually knows what the term means. All right, because in order to be anti-Semitic, that means you have to be anti-East Indian and anti-Syrian. They calling these certain Arabs over there are Syrians, all right, which go back to Aram. They're calling them anti-Semitic, but they're actually Semitic too. See how he manipulates. All right, now you have people that actually believe that. All right, that's why you got to prepare you got to prepare your mind. All right, now Israel recently, to further show you how they manipulate the truth. Check this out. This is a law that recently passed in Israel. All right, it says Israel's hugely controversial nation-state law explained. Supporters call Israel's new Jewish nation law, state law, defending a defining moment, critics say, and apartheid. All right, now apartheid means like the separated, like they had down in South Africa. All right, they basically segregation. All right, of the races. And it says Jerusalem, Israel passed a controversial new nation state law last week that's sparking both celebration and fierce debate over the very nature of Israel itself. The law does three big things. One, it states that the quote unquote the right to exercise national self-determination in Israel is unique to the Jewish people. Not verse 2. Point number 2, it establishes Hebrew as Israel's official language and downgrades Arabic, a language widely spoken by Arab Israelis, to a special status. Number 3 said it establishes Jewish settlement as a national value and mandates that the state will labor to encourage and promote its establishment and development. Each of these statements would be contentious on its own, but taken together, they are clear, unequivocal statement of how the Jewish state current leaders see both the country and the diverse people who call it home. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's far-right government backed the legislation. All right, that's that manipulation. All right, those manipulators backed the legislation, was overjoyed at the law's passing. Netanyahu lauded the law as a defining moment in the history of the state, a phrase that was splashed across the front pages of Israel Hayom, the country's most read newspaper, is often described as Netanyahu's Fox News, all right, which we already know who controls Fox News and CNN, which CNN is just corrupt, negative news or confusing, nosy niggas. That's what that stands for. All right, because the master manipulator is controlling the mainstream news, which everyone believes. All right, now my thing is, you passed this law, all right, and you said self-determination is only unique to the Jewish people. What about where are the other tribes? See, that's always the question. Where are the other tribes at? Where are the other tribes that are entitled to the self-determination? Because in Ephesians it says that the rest of the Israelites, the Israelite foreigners, were brought back to the Commonwealth by the blood of Yahushua. All right, so that's just another example how they manipulating things. So you gotta prepare. You gotta. The reason why I said prepare your mind is because if your mind's not prepared, you're gonna be like, well, damn, how is he lying about that, and how am I gonna combat that with the truth? You have to know the truth. All right, even these devils, man. They in order to tell a lie, they have to know the truth. All right, so in order to combat that lie, what we have to know the truth. All right, we have to combat that manipulation with the truth and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. Now, another thing, I'm gonna bring out some precepts here. Let me bring out this one too. This is Isaiah 5:20. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." All right, like this guy. All right, talking about we're not the Israelites of the Bible, and then he uses that I'm not even gonna call it Hebrew. He uses a foreign tongue. It's like German. It's a couple of different languages wrapped up in one to break down Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All right. So what he's doing is he's putting darkness for light and light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. For people who believe that they're Jewish, all right, when he does this video, that makes it sweet to them. They're like, nah, of course those niggers and those wetbacks, they can't be the Jews. All right, he's got to be right the way that he breaks it down and goes into the verbs of the Hebrew. All right, you really expect us to believe you after you lied all this time? All right, your people financed our slavery. All right, you're out of your mind, man. You must be out of your mind. That's why the scripture says, "Woe unto you!" All this master manipulation, Salakia, this master manipulation is going to be destroyed very soon. All right. Another thing you have to prepare our mind for is all the type of things how Esau is going to demonize us, man, and our own people. This is Matthew 11 and 16. It says, "But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows and saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, He hath a devil." So that's our people, but guess what? Esau is the one that facilitates this stuff, man. He's the one that puts these delusions in our people's heads, that when they see us on the highways and byways, they automatically think, well, that's those black supremacists, all right? Those are those black supremacists that are no better than the KKK. First of all, we're not lynching anybody, all right? And we damn sure ain't no goddamn black, all right? And just like an example of our forefather John, our John the Baptist, he didn't come eating or drinking, you know, being very humble, and they still said that he had the devil. So how much us in these times? All right, this is John 10 and 19. It says, "There was a division therefore among the Jews for these sayings, and many of them said, He hath a devil, and is mad. Why hear ye him? Others said, These are not the words of him that hath a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind?" And that's exactly what's going to happen. With Esau's master manipulation, all right, it's going to come to a point where people are going to say, well, hold on, if what they're saying on the news about these men is true, but then when we see these men and we ask them questions, or we see them and what they're saying is totally different, all right, then how can this be? How can this be what they say is true? All right, that's why we need to meditate on the scriptures. That's why it says that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, and in those times he's going to put the words in our mouth of what we should say, all right, to conquer this master manipulator. All right, let me get let me see here. So I touched on that. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's just something, the elect out there, you should really meditate on, prepare your mind, because Esau, he's gonna spin the story 7 ways. You know what I mean? Expect your face to be on the news or in the papers with the crazy quote under it. You know what I mean? The black cult seeks to destroy the white race. Things of that nature. Esau can try to control the narrative, but the whole time, Yahweh Bashim Shah is really the one who's controlling the narrative through the spirit. But I just want to bring out those points, just meditate on these things, that if they said the Lord had a devil, all right, and John had a devil, and they didn't come eating, drinking, being humble, how much more us in these times, all right? And don't let what's going on in Israel and around the world and in the media sway your faith. All right, and don't let family members, co-workers, no matter what they may think, all right, about you, affect your faith. All right, you still have to stand firm no matter what. All right, because you got to ask yourself: do you want salvation, or what do you value more, salvation or the opinions of man down here on earth. Alright? So prepare your mind because Esau is a master manipulator. Alright? And Mawaf called out a woman. Alright? Death to all Edomites. Call Allah Yahweh by Shemal Shah and Shalom unto the elect. And double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone.